Why do we? What is prayer?
You know, I think we made prayer into very much a left brain, verbal thing. And I do think there's a place for that. But the very fact that the disciples had to ask Jesus for a verbal prayer could give you the clue that that isn't what they had previously been talking about or experienced. So I'm going to say this, that whatever you do in a state of communion, connection, love, use all of them equally, is prayer. Whatever you do outside of a state of union is non-prayer. So that's why, you know, action and contemplation can come together and really be one. When you're acting out of a state of conscious, loving union with what you're doing, with God, with the person who's across from you, I sincerely believe that's the deepest meaning of prayer. So prayer is primarily a stance. It's a way of being in the world that is a connected way, a way of love and communion, instead of a way of judgment, analysis, critique, you see. And once you recognize that, then you can, for example, when the gospel says Jesus prayed for 40 days in the desert, does that mean he said words? I don't think so. But that he walked around putting one foot in front of the other in conscious, loving union with God, his Father, with that rock, with this sky, that's prayer. And that's why twice in the letters of the New Testament it says pray always. Now they can't really mean this verbal thing. They've got to be talking about a state of consciousness. And in many ways that's much harder to maintain. To really do even very secular things, so-called. Of course, then you find out there's nothing secular, because you can do everything in conscious, loving union with God. The dishes, driving to work, making love, whatever, you know, when you're doing it in union, it is a prayer. And I sincerely believe that. I'm not trying to be clever. I believe that.